Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy Lee Grant. I feel exhausted today, but I'm not going to let that stop me from doing a project. So, as we have been doing recently, we're trying to build a project to help us understand those concepts which are important for back-end software engineering. So, me, I'm definitely not a professional. I am an embedded systems engineer, so I do more with hardware. But I'm trying to learn those concepts in software engineering and in particular back-end software engineering. And these videos and projects are kind of a way for me to be able to go about learning those different concepts. So today, as I mentioned, it, my videos are always kind of like, I'm chill, going with the flow, kind of just playing around with things. But today's going to be extra, just like chill. And, we're going to see what we get, what we don't get. It's all going to be good. So let's make myself small. And here we are. So we have our JavaScript. The last video I did was Java. So I'm kind of doing two things at once right now. And so anyways, this is the JavaScript project, and what we're trying to do is be able to, the user will send a request over to our server. This server will then try to render a web page back to the user. That web page that we render back has JavaScript within it that the user is able to input data, and then when they press submit, the web page sends a post request back to our server with the data that the user put in. Okay, and now we want to say, like, all right, we just got data, let's put it in a database, right? Because that's what we're trying to do with this project, is learn those important skills. So let us try to get it back up and running. So hopefully, does this this is the other one. I know that I need to get my, okay, well, I forget what the command was. That's why I'm doing the up. Here we go. It's brew service and then start to start my database. So what this command does is I don't know what brew is. Services, again, I don't know what service it's talking about. Start, I understand, and then MongoDB community. So this is the database. So we'll kind of go back over this. I'm just trying to get it to be in the state where it's like actually working again. So now I can do what node mon server.js, which runs this file here. So now my server is listening, so I should be able to, all right, that's fine. That just means that MongoDB is up and running. Now I should be able to come here and ping this port number. What's the IP? Just localhost. I think it's localhost. Localhost 5000. Okay, so okay, cool. So now, what do we want to do? All right, so we're able to render that web page, which is just the standard one. So I could do like this one. So we can just come here and do like REE, like this, nothing to send, see. Okay, so we're able to communicate with our server. We are able to, we started the database, but now we're going to try to figure out, like, okay, well, how do we actually put that data in our database? So where was, okay, so I think this one was the, what am I doing here? People, company, address. Okay. No, 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 no. So where did I even... it says untracked, so I'm guessing that is the one that I am. Okay, so here. So I'm just gonna type the submit entity and see what is going on here. Okay. All right, so it's easier just to type it in and press enter and see what's up than going and reading it. But obviously we see that we have person's name, person's age, person's company. Oh, right. I remember kind of what I was doing. I wanted to be able to have a database because we're working with MongoDB, which is no SQL. Okay. And so you have collections. And in those collections, you're able to have pages, I think it is. Let's come here. So in MongoDB, I have collections and pages. Okay. How are these things related? I can't quite remember. So collections are groups of documents. That's the other word. Okay. Are collections of documents similar to tables? Okay. Pages, on the other hand, aren't directly a concept. Yeah, I was meaning documents. Okay. So now I'm going to have this submit person and submit company. So that's those two buttons, which are right here, right? And they trigger these respective functions. And what these functions do is just do a post request to me, the server, and they are sent to which location? This one right here, people, and then submit people. So I think I need to create that. I think I need to create this location, and I think I need to create this location. And I haven't even created the database for the people yet, so I need to do that. Okay. All right, so I kind of remember where I am from last time. I have this web page that I created here, and I have information that I can put in, and for both the person and the company. And then when I press submit, it's going to send all of that data, which is right here or right here, over to my server at that respective API endpoint, like post endpoint, either here or here, okay? And then what's going to happen is I need to create that endpoint because I haven't created it yet. And then I need to store that data that I'm given by those fetch or post requests into a database. But I haven't created the database yet. I haven't initialized the schema of the database yet. And I also notice in here I have person's company, and company should be connected to a company name, right? So I need some way of connecting these two together. Okay. Okay. So, I remember in the last video we did talk a little bit about how to connect the two database, and I want to get my terminology correct. Collections, right? The two collections. So one collection is people, one collection is company. Okay, so I I want to have a web page which has two things, and I'm purposely calling it things because I don't want to lead the AI in one direction or the other. I want it to tell me this is a collection, right? So things. One thing will be people, and the other will be companies. What do I call those two things? What do I call individual items which are either people or companies? And how do I connect people to a company? Okay. So that's kind of the questions that I have right now immediately. Okay, so naming ideas. You could call both entities profiles. If companies are treated like individuals with details or records, if it's more structured. Each item within these categories could be called an entity or document. Okay, that's not helpful at all, especially if you're storing them in MongoDB. That wasn't helpful at all, actually. Actually, I am meaning to ask what the MongoDB terminology for. Okay. It's Friday night here in Seattle, so you have all those like Ferraris and Lamborghinis out racing. Okay, I think they're done. All right, so actually, I am meaning to ask, what are the MongoDB terminology for those things? Like, that's what I want to know. Collections. Okay. So the top level grouping of related documents, you might have people collection and company collection. Okay, so those are collections. All right, so documents, individual records within a collection. Okay, so I can have something like company, which is a collection, company collection. Then I have Apple and Google and Facebook and Amazon. All of those are documents inside the company collection. Okay, I'm just trying to say it out loud so that I can think about this and try to understand the schema and way that MongoDB calls these terminologies. Okay, so fields, the attributes within each document. Okay, so going with that, you have a company collection. Then you can have a specific company. I'm on an Apple computer right now, so let's just call it Apple, okay? That is I'm not looking at it, that is a collection, and document. So it's a document. Apple is a document within the collection, okay? Now, Apple is going to have some fields, right? Fields, yep. That's going to be like headquarters address. It's going to be, what else would it be? Like name. It's going to have employee count. It's going to have products. It's going to have patents. It's going to have whatever it is, right? Those are fields. Okay. References. The way documents relate to each other using IDs. A person's document can have a company ID field which references a company. Okay. All right. So let's come back here because we didn't want to forget this question. So like connecting people to companies. In MongoDB, you'd typically structure this as a relationship. Okay, so each person document, here we go, could have a company ID field, very good, linking to a company, okay? Each company document could store an array, each company document, yeah, could store an array of employee IDs, okay? Listing the people associated with it. Okay, so this is a person. They have their ID. So this is kind of like auto-created by MongoDB when I create a new document within the collection, okay? And so there's three fields in this document, in this one document here. One field is this underscore ID, one field is this name, one field is company ID. So now, how do I get this, right? Okay. Because I need to know how to get, like, how do I connect them together before they're created? I remember that was also a question I had in my last video. I just can't remember the answer. Let's have a little bit more. It's tea today. Oolong tea. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're out there having a fun time. Okay. So, let's I guess what we're going to do is we know that we need to go to whatever, like in remember this right here is what like creates the overall database, okay? So we've created the overall database already, and we have like the unique ID, and this is used kind of just to store it in my hard drive essentially and identify which one we're using. So this entire server, this server.js, uses this specific like if we go to here, right, so this is where our entire database, its name. Now, I haven't created the people collection or the company collection, so I need to kind of, oh wait, have I? Hold on, have I? Maybe I did. Like, I don't remember doing this in my last video, but maybe I did already and we just need to investigate it. Okay. So this is kind of just like the schema for people and company. We still do need to have that pathway though. So I come here and let's just So backslash people, submit people. Okay, so it's first going to come to server, and it's going to say backslash what people. Where would that hit? It's not going to hit anything yet. Okay. So we need to create like a route. And it should be similar to this. Okay. So I am going to do something very similar. Like we do app.use, okay? And now we want people, okay? And then we want to do this, we want a function. So people, I don't know what to call it. Routes, okay. Like that. We haven't created it yet, but app.use company. Is that what we called it? So we have people up here, company, and then, okay, cool. Okay. So now we need to import these two things that we haven't created yet, but that's fine. So we do import, and what are we trying to import? We are trying to import, so we're right here, so we need to go from the current location, we go into source, right? Yeah, we go into source, okay, and then we go in to routes, okay. Then we go, and I'm going to be creating two things, and it was called people routes, okay. And then the exact same thing for company routes, right? Okay. So now I need to come in here to routes and do JS, okay. And I need to do the same thing here, called company routes.js, okay. So now we should be good up here, right? I thought that should be good. Although I specifically called out .js. Okay. .js, okay. It's giving a crash though. Import, okay, so let's just try it. Import people routes from here. Company routes from here, okay. It's still giving an error. Oh, okay, that makes sense actually why it's giving that error, because I didn't export anything yet. So it's just a blank thing, right? So what do we want in here, right? Let's try to just think about what it's gonna do. if you notice here, I have this user routes, and this is kind of going to be our example. And we're going to build from that. We're going to use it because that's our golden copy. That's what's working right now. We got something that works. Now we're trying to make it more complex and actually understand what's going on. Okay, so we're going to need to capture the fetch command, which is sending a post like request, right? Okay. So I know that I'm gonna have to do like, would it be app.get? Or not app.get, app.post? So do I need to import the app? And is that a circular definition, right? How am I doing that? So import express from here. Okay, just do this like router. Okay. So user. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Import express from express. Okay, so, and by the way, I apologize if these videos are very kind of like redundant, and because I know that I did go over this in the past, right? But I'm just trying to, if I see something now that maybe I did understand in the future or in the past, but now I'm a little bit questioning it, I'm going to go and just re-ask it, right? Because there's nothing wrong with learning something and then either number one, you come back to it in a few weeks and you have new context to things and you realize, oh, well, actually, I don't quite understand it given my new context. Or number two, you just forgot, right? So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so this express, like, quotation express, how does that actually, like, how does Node.js know what express is? How does Node.js know what express is and where to find it? Okay. And also, could I have said import random name from express? Okay. Okay. How does Node.js find express? When you write import express from express, Node.js looks for the express package in the following places. So it looks for a package. So built-in modules. First, it checks express. It checks if express is a native module, which it is not. What is a native module? That's just like native to JavaScript, I'm assuming. Node modules folder. It searches Node modules express within your project directory. Okay. Node modules. So it checks here, and then EJS. Mongoose, MongoDB, okay. escape. I'm not seeing, oh, here it is, express. So this is where it gets it. Okay. We have index.js. Here, lib, express.js. So it comes here. And then what does it run? It's like exporting, right? It's getting exports? I don't know. So export.json. You know, I actually feel like we stumbled on something much deeper right here. Because now I'm seeing all of these multiple exports. And when I came to this, so it comes here, and does it go to index? Here, so use strict, so module.exports require here. And then I see all of this, so body parser JSON. My goodness. Okay. So these are just require statements, okay? Create application, var here. So what I'm trying to figure out now is like, okay, well, Node.js is going to go in and it's going to grab this file here, or what this file exports. App, which is here. And where is this file's entry point? We have more exports up here. Expose the prototypes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've actually stumbled upon something very, I think we've kind of stumbled upon something a lot deeper than what we thought. Perhaps we put this on hold for a little bit and just continue with what we were doing. And then, but I think we do need to eventually go back and try to understand how all of that is working. But anyway, so I'm just grabbing Express. Okay, cool. So now what do I do? From Express, I can, so this Express is like an object, okay? And I just initialize, or I just create a instance of a router. So const router is equal to express.router, okay? So now I can call this router here, router.post, and put in the location that we're sending our fetch responses, or fetch requests to, which is, so we have this people, which is here, and we first send it to people, and then the second argument is this submit people, okay? Submit people, and now this is where we have our request, request and response, right? And that needs a comma. So we're creating an anonymous function here, like that. I'm just going to go and confirm. Oh, and we need a little async here. Okay. So the reason that we need to do that is because we need this await. Okay. Okay, so we're creating an asynchronous anonymous function. in here. And what do we want to do when someone hits this submit people? We need to grab the data from that request, right? So we're going to have like request dot body, okay? And I know that there's going to, this fetch request is going to be, have JSON. So I'm actually just going to, I'm curious like what's in here. So I'm going to do console.log here, and then response.send. Then how can I just do response.send? Can I just do like got it. All right, we're just playing around with things. So people route, okay. And then I need to export this, right? Like module.export router, I think it is. I'm exporting router. Export default. Okay, so I don't know why I'm doing default, but let's just follow that. Export default. Was it router? Yeah. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. So from express, no, import express from express. So const router is equal to express dot router. Okay, and then I'm just gonna export default router. So why am I doing it this way? I don't really know. Because sometimes I export default, and then sometimes I do the other one like export, I forget what it was, but I'm really like not sure about how JavaScript does its imports, or especially right now, what I'm struggling with, and by right now I mean like at this very moment, is their exports. Like what, I know I'm exporting this object, this router object, but why did I say like default? Again, I'm not going to go on too many red herrings right now. My idea is, okay, well, I'm going to keep working with the language and continue to just play with things, and maybe after I get this working, I can go and look at default if it keeps coming up, if I can't understand more. Anyways, it's fine. So I come here, and our server's running, so this is the people one. So I'm going to come here and do people. So Timothy, the age is I don't know, like 500. The person's company is I don't know, which browser is this? This is Safari, which is owned by Apple. So Apple, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna see if it even hits this. Apparently it's not even hitting this. Okay, why is it not hitting? This is the entity submit. Okay. It's here. I'm not even seeing inside this. Submit person, submit company. It should say like inside of submit company function. But it's not. Or sorry, this one, submit person. Console.log. Hello. Is anyone here? Okay. Why? Okay. So this one worked though, right? This worked. Do I need the quotations around it? I have quotations around it. Is it within this like angle bracket? It's within the angle bracket. Man. I wonder if it's because I did the Oculus today. I did, so I have this Oculus Quest that I got like, what, almost 10 years. I can't remember when the Quest first came out, but I got an Oculus Quest 1, and I really love that thing. And it's really, really good for, I have this boxing game, and you don't think it's exercise while you're doing it until you wake up the next day and your entire body hurts. So I did about maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes today in the morning. And right now I'm like, it's just like the pain is getting higher and higher and higher, and my back just like hurts. Um, so I maybe that's why I just feel drained of energy today, or maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like trying to find excuses for myself. But anyways, all right. It appears that when I press the submit button, the function is not even called or executed. Okay. I see the issue. Your HTML buttons are trying to call functions named submit person and submit company, but your JavaScript functions are actually named submit. Oh, that's so dumb of me. Oh my goodness. That's so dumb of me. I apologize for that ridiculous waste of your guys' time. I truly apologize to you and to myself. Okay. But it's still not working, right? Do I need a reload? I don't know. There we go. Okay. Okay. So now, oh, perfect. Oh my goodness, thankfully, we were able to get it, and we have a JSON object. So I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and then we'll move forward and start trying to look at what we got and how we can use that to put it in our database. So, cheers. All right. So, I did this and I'm printing the body, and the body is just a JSON object. So, can I do the same thing? So, after this this one here, I'm gonna do console.log, and then I'm going to do request.body dot, and I wish it didn't do all of that right now. So person age. Okay. Like, can I just grab the person's age? Okay. Are these strictly enforced? The response is, and then got it. That's what I just sent back. Okay, cool. So now here, the person's age is 52342. So yeah, I can just index body here. So now inside of this post, what do I actually want to do? I want to take it, and I want to first create like a new person, right? So that's where that async comes in. So I need to do something like this, right? So const new user is equal to, let me just see, const here, and then await, and then that user thing. Const new user. Okay, const new user. So new person. So I want to import the person like database, or person collection. Here we go. Which I created up here. So I'm export default this mongoose model of people schema, okay? So I'm going to grab that from here. So it is, what do I want? Import. I'm just going to close that right now. Import, blank from, and then the location. So import people from, and I am currently in people routes. I want to go up 1 unit, okay, to models. Then I want to go into people.js. Okay. And it looks like I have an error. It just doesn't like this. People dot what? People dot is it a constructor, and I want to put in the JSON body. So request dot body. Okay. What is the problem here? People schema is not defined. Awesome. People schema is not defined. Just what I wanted. People, come on, man. People schema. I mean, it is defined though, so. Yes it is. Can I just say yes it is? Your error occurs because people schema is used before being defined in JavaScript. Variables aren't explicitly defined with constlet. I mean, why though? Const. I have const here though. People schema. I mean, in here? Like that? Why? Okay. So, people schema. I mean, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, as you go and just write code, you're going to come across these random errors, and then you try to fix them, and it gives you a little bit of new insight into what's going on. So now okay, this is a constant, so this is a variable. So this is an object, right? New mongoose, so I'm creating a new like instance or whatever. And this is the constructor there. Okay, yep. For people, and it has a name, age, and here. So this actually might not work because I don't think the name and age match up to what I'm calling it. Because remember, in my thing, it was like, where is it? Like people age or something like that. Wow, this is very unhelpful. Okay, anyways, it was like people age or something. I guess I could do this. Hold on. Submit. Like person name, person age, person company. I'm guessing that it needs to be lined up with name, age, and company. Okay. So, anyways, we create this. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Okay. And then we are going to save that to Mongoose. So, new person, whoops, new person dot save. Was that the right thing to do? Await new user dot save. Okay. So I don't know why I'm using the await, but I guess it just lets me keep doing other stuff while this database transaction occurs. So now they put it in a try catch. Okay, so I will do the same thing. So try. What's the curly brackets? Okay. Here. Try this. Okay. Catch. Error. Console.log. Error. Is that what they did here? Console.log. I don't know. Anyways. And then send back a response. So response dot send or dot status code dot status and 500 dot send so we have this. Okay. And then I need to come here and do that. Okay. And then I can just get rid of these right now. Okay. All right. Now I actually do want to do like router.get, very similar to this, like all users. And I want to see if okay, so now instead of post, I'm going to do, no, not in here. Okay, instead of this, I'm going to do, router.get, okay, and then the endpoint is going to be all people, okay, and then I'm going to again have a response, or a request first and then a response, okay, and this is going to come here, and then I'm going to try to find all users, right? So const data is equal to this people dot find const users await await this needs to be asynchronous. Okay. And then log those users. Data. Response dot send. Okay. Data. Oh no, response.json. Okay. So now let's come here and just try it. So we have this here, right? And then I want to create a new one, and I'm going to go to localhost here, 5000, and then to people, and then all people. Okay. Which is definitely not what I'm hoping for. Okay, so we didn't store it correctly. Alright, well, we'll figure out why we didn't store it correctly in the next video, because it's like 1 a.m. in the morning. Um, so, yeah, there was some problem with the way that we stored it. Either we didn't store it in the database correctly, or we're not finding it in the database correctly. Because there's only one element. Fine. Fine. Let's come here. I'm just gonna try one thing before I get to sleep. Company, go away. Company, you go away too. People. Yeah, this is actually what I want. So, what did we call it? Why is it doing that? Didn't we call it like people name or something? And people age, and then people company, something like that. I don't know. So I come here, right? And then I reload this page, and then I create something like this, and then there, like that, and then like this, and then do that, okay? And I'm not seeing anything here, and then I come to, I don't think it's working. Come here, and then I get something else. And these two things are not, similar, right? Like it changed. So anyways, and there's 4 of them there, but I only got 2 up here, or no, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 4 items, and I can know that by this like underscore. So this is its like unique ID. So this is like the primary key, but there's no fields inside of it. So that kind of gives me some hint. Anyways, we're going to figure out what the problem is in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, subscribe. That would be amazing. Let's see, how many subscribers am I up to today? I have, there it is, 1,184. So thank you to everyone who subscribed, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and goodbye.